Most people start walking the Portuguese Camino from Sé Cathedral in Porto. That's the place where the route splits into three different routes. The Senda Litoral, it's the one that from the cathedral goes along the Douro River and continues along the coastal route, and the central route. You can see on the map that the coastal and the central route that they follow the same trail from the cathedral to Padrao da Légua. So for the first 7 kilometers, you walk the same route. From Padrao da Légua, the route split, and the coastal route starts slowly heading towards the coast, where it finally gets to the coast and Vila do Conde, and the central route continues inland. For the 3 consecutive days, I walked 3 different routes from Porto, from the cathedral. So first I walked the central route, then the coastal route, and the Senda Litoral. Just to be able to compare the 3 routes and to see which route is the best to walk out the city and which one I actually prefer. So out of the 3 routes, the Litoral Way is by far my favorite. The scenery is beautiful. It goes along the coast from the start to the end. Then I'd say the central route. It's a nice route. It takes you through some small towns and forest. It is quiet. It's not as scenic and spectacular as the Litoral Way, but um, it's fun to walk it. And the coastal route is my least favorite, just because it goes through some industrial areas, and for 2 kilometers it goes along the airport, which is quite noisy. And from if you want to walk the coastal route, I would suggest walking out of Porto following the Litoral Way. Both routes, as you can see on the map, the Litoral Way and the coastal route, they merge in Vila do Conde, and from there they continue pretty much on the same trail. So the only thing to remember is that the Litoral Way is a little bit longer than the coastal route. So from Porto to Vila do Conde on the coastal route, it is 29 kilometers, and on the Litoral Way, it is 33 kilometers. So for that reason, I would suggest for the first stage rather stop in Vila Chá than walk all the way to Vila do Conde. Hello from the Camino de Santiago, and I'm at Sega Cathedral. You can see it behind me. In Porto, for many pilgrims, the cathedral is the beginning of the Portuguese Camino de Santiago. And well, there are 3 different routes on the Portuguese Camino: the central route, the coastal route, and the Litoral Way, or Senda Litoral. And I'm gonna walk out of Porto following 3 different routes to see what's the difference between them, if all 3 routes are well marked, and which one is the best one to walk out of Porto. It's really tricky to find the way because there are so many people and many cars parked. I'm not sure, maybe there are more errors somewhere. Well, just seems like you have to go down the stairs that go down in front of the cathedral, in front of the main entrance, and then up to here, and there is a split. So the left route, I believe that's the Litoral Way, and the right route is the coastal and the central route. So I'm at the intersection of Rua das Flores, about 600 meters from the cathedral, and there is a small street, Rua de Ferraz, and there's an error on that side. So I didn't even notice it. I almost walked by. Luckily, I turned around and looked back. So you have to take this street then. After 1 kilometer of walking, you get to the square, Praça do Mártires da Pátria, and there is a park on the other side. You have to cross the road and walk across the park.
Well, after about a kilometer and a half, the streets are more open and it's easier to spot yellow arrows. So now I'm not really struggling, I just follow the signs like we usually do on the Camino. I think that's a hut you see. There's a yellow arrow on the balcony. It's one of the albergues in Porto. If I'm not mistaken, this one is a donation one. I think we actually stayed here when we walked the Portuguese Camino the first time. And it is, it's a bit of a bummer. If you stay here, then you have to take a metro, go to the cathedral, and then almost 3 kilometers later, you get back to the place where you started in the morning. I've walked almost 7 kilometers from the cathedral, 6.8 kilometers, and I finally got to the split where the central route and the coastal route split. Because the first 7 kilometers from the cathedral, both routes follow the same trail. And today I'm walking the central route, so I'm just gonna keep walking straight following the street. I've walked 8 kilometers on the central route from Porto, and well, I must say it's not as bad. It's not actually bad at all. For some reasons, I got the idea that it would be very busy through some industrial areas and big roads, but I can't say that the route was really busy. So, well, the first 8 kilometers, my impression is that it's absolutely fine if you want to walk the central route. You don't have to walk out of Porto following the Litoral Way and then switching to the central route somewhere from Vila do Conde. I think you can just easily start walking from Porto following the central route, because it's definitely, there's nothing wrong with the route. I've walked 16 kilometers on the central route from Porto, and now I'm in, well, some sort of industrial area. It is very quiet today because it's Saturday, so I don't know how it looks on weekdays. At the small town of Guiao, at about 22 kilometers from Porto, there's a nice box with a stamp, so you can open it and put a stamp on your credential. I finished for the day. I arrived in Vilarinho. It is a small town on the central route of the Portuguese Camino. And the walk from Porto to Vilarinho on the central route today was 27 kilometers. Good morning. It is my second day on the Portuguese Camino de Santiago, walking out of Porto. And today I'm going to walk the coastal route. And well, the coastal route starts at the cathedral in Porto, but I walked that part yesterday because the first 7 kilometers from cathedral to the split, which is right here, the both route follow the same trail. So I walked that part yesterday, and today I'm going to start from this route mark from the split, and I'm going to walk following the coastal route to Vila do Conde. I've walked 13 kilometers on the coastal route out of Porto, and well, I think that the coastal route I like it less than the central route. First, I thought you walk out of the city to the countryside quite quickly. By 9 kilometers, I was walking through the countryside, but then I go to this area with it's some sort of an industrial area, and it's been like this for a couple of kilometers. You get some residential buildings and houses, and then on the other side there are some not big factories, more like storage facilities and offices of big transport companies. But I'm walking this route on Sunday, and it is really quiet. I think on weekdays the area gets really busy with trucks driving around. So far the coastal route out of Porto, I like it less than the central route. I've walked 20 kilometers on the coastal route from Porto, and it's been different. I had some industrial areas, and then I walked next to the airport for a couple of kilometers, and you can still hear the airplane taking off there in the background. And well, for the last couple of kilometers, it's been just the fields and the forest scenery like this. The only thing is that after walking 20 kilometers, I'm a little bit hungry, and I would actually like to stop somewhere, maybe for lunch, just drink something and rest a little bit. But the last place to stop, last cafe, was 7 kilometers away, and now there's nothing around. Yeah, I hope I will get a place to stop soon, because I'm just getting a little bit tired and thirsty. I just finished walking the coastal route of the Portuguese Camino from Porto to Vila do Conde, and my total walk was almost 29 kilometers. There's some beautiful views of the town. I'm at Senda Cathedral and Porto, and today I'm gonna walk from Porto to Vila do Conde, following the Litoral Way, the route that goes all the way from Porto along the coast. So according to Briley's guidebook, to get to the Senda Litoral from the cathedral, from the main entrance, you go across the square and go down the stairs left around the cathedral to Escadas de Verdades, the stairs that go down. And well, I see further on if I find any indications or anything, because so far all arrows, they point in a different direction. So I'm just gonna give it a try. If not, unfortunately for me, I'll have to go back all the way up and try to follow the different route and then turn to the river. I'm slowly making my way to the Senda Litoral, following the guidance from the guidebook, from Briley's guidebook, and he's talking in the book about orange arrows that point in the way, but it's actually the first one that I see, and there's another one very faded on the other wall. I'm at the river. You can see now. I just can keep walking straight, following the river course. Well, the easiest way to put it, how to get to the Senda Litoral from the cathedral, well, without even bothering about finding arrows and the route marking, just from the cathedral, get down to the river and start walking along the river. That's pretty much it. I've walked 10.5 kilometers on the Senda Litoral from the cathedral in Porto, and only now in Matosinhos at the tourism information office, I started seeing the first yellow arrows and even official Camino sign. So basically, the first 10 kilometers, you just walk first along the river out of the city, and then along the coast past a couple of beaches till you get to the information office, which is right in the Camino, where you can get a stamp, by the way. And from there, you just can follow yellow arrows. Well, I changed my plan a little bit and decided instead of walking all the way to Villa do Conde, stop in Villa Cha, which is 26 kilometers from the cathedral, and I think it's a good distance for the first day on the Camino. And there is a public albergue, municipal albergue in Villa Cha, and there are a couple of guest houses.